No press conference was held, only silence. In that silence, speculation grew. Some claimed the object was a derelict probe from another civilization, long dormant and reactivated by the sun's radiation. Others believed it might be an autonomous seed ship carrying the chemical ingredients of life. A smaller but louder faction feared something else entirely: surveillance. Those theories gained fuel when new measurements from Webb and ground-based telescopes revealed that 3I Atlas was massive, far larger than previously thought. Initial estimates of a few kilometers in diameter proved wildly conservative. The object spanned tens of kilometers, denser and brighter than any known comet. Its light did not fluctuate randomly as it rotated. It pulsed rhythmically, like a beacon. The energy required for those emissions was staggering, equivalent to a constant output in the gigawatt range, far beyond any natural aging. Scientists debated furiously whether such output could come from chemical reactions alone. None could explain it without invoking a sustained internal power source. And if that was true, 3I Atlas was not inert. It was alive in the mechanical sense, self-regulating, self-powered, perhaps even self-aware. Kaku offered a sobering perspective. When the data forces you to choose between rewriting physics and accepting technology, he said, you must at least consider the latter. Then, as though to underscore the point, astronomers detected smaller bodies trailing behind 3 Atlas. At first, these faint flickers were dismissed as debris, fragments shed under solar stress. But higher resolution imaging revealed something else. The fragments maintained formation. Each remained at a fixed distance from the main object, moving in synchrony like satellites around a planet. Some even emitted their own faint pulses, perfectly timed with those of the central body. It was, as one observer put it, a choreography of precision. This was the moment the debate shifted from what to why. If 3-2 Atlas truly had companions, smaller craft or modules traveling in organized formation, then it wasn't just an object. It was a system, perhaps a fleet, operating according to a shared command. The reaction was immediate. Online communities exploded with theories about alien probes and motherships. Governments held closed-door meetings. Defense analysts updated their threat assessments, moving the object from scientific anomaly to coordinated system of interest. The United Nations briefly discussed issuing a joint statement, but consensus dissolved amid uncertainty. As 3I Atlas approached its parhelion, the point in its orbit closest to the Sun, astronomers braced for destruction. Under intense solar radiation, most comets disintegrate. Instead, the object grew brighter. Its emissions shifted from green to blue to white. Signatures consistent with ionized plasma, not decay, but energy utilization. The smaller bodies tightened formation, forming a symmetrical array around the main structure. At this point, 3 Atlas began to perform a maneuver that left scientists speechless. By angling its bursts at precise intervals near perihelion, it appeared to exploit the sun's gravity to gain speed, a gravitational slingshot. This same technique is used by human spacecraft to conserve fuel while accelerating. But here it was executed perfectly by something we had never built, something from beyond our system. Then came the blackout. For nearly 3 weeks, 3 Atlas vanished behind the sun, hidden from every telescope. No radio signal, no optical trace, just silence. Humanity waited. When the object finally reemerged, it was transformed. It appeared brighter, faster, and more structured than before. The smaller companions now orbited in a symmetrical lattice, rotating around the central mass in perfect rhythm. Its speed had tripled, a 300% increase achieved without any visible propulsion source. More remarkably, its trajectory had changed. It was no longer following a simple exit path through the solar system. Instead, it had performed a controlled turn, redirecting itself toward a stable orbit between Mars and the asteroid belt. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory quietly acknowledged the event as a controlled maneuver. It was the first time such terminology appeared in official documentation regarding an interstellar object. Michio Kaku, addressing the public, once more described the moment as a crossroads in scientific understanding. He said, We are witnessing something that violates our current models of motion and energy, and an impossibility in science is not an error. It's a doorway. The statement reverberated globally. Some interpreted 3 Atlas as evidence of ancient alien technology, a relic still functioning after millennia. Others saw it as a naturally occurring phenomenon operating under principles we have yet to discover. But no matter the interpretation, the implications were profound. If 3I Atlas was artificial, it meant that intelligent life elsewhere had mastered interstellar travel long before us. If it was natural, then the universe itself was capable of behaviors that mimicked intelligence. A humbling realization in its own right. Today, the object continues to glide silently near the asteroid belt, reflecting sunlight in rhythmic pulses that defy randomness. Its smaller companions remain visible, maintaining their lattice formation with astonishing precision. The signals it emits, infrared, microwave, and radio, still flicker at intervals that correspond to prime numbers. No definitive message has been decoded. No clear sign of intent has been identified. Yet scientists continue to listen, mapping every fluctuation, every anomaly, searching for meaning in the noise. In the end, 3 Atlas represents more than a mystery. It represents a mirror. Whether it proves to be machine or miracle, alien or natural, its existence forces humanity to confront the limits of its understanding. Our instruments can now detect objects across billions of kilometers, but they cannot yet explain why some of them move with purpose. If there is intelligence behind that motion, it has not yet spoken. If there is not, then nature has found a way to imitate design so convincingly that it deceives our most advanced technology. Either possibility is extraordinary. For now, 3I Atlas remains in the cold silence of space. A silent signal written in geometry and heat. It does not announce itself, nor does it flee. It simply exists, an enigma at the intersection of physics and imagination, watched by a species just beginning to understand what it means to be noticed. Perhaps Michio Kaku said it best when he reflected on the object's uncanny precision. He said, "The most unsettling part isn't the through-eye might be alive. It's that it might be aware of us, of our attention, and of the moment when a young civilization finally looks up and realizes it is being observed. Whether that awareness is real or imagined remains to be seen, but one fact endures. Somewhere in the darkness beyond Mars, something moves, not blindly, not aimlessly, but with a rhythm that feels deliberate. And as it drifts through the quiet void, we continue to measure, to analyze, and to wonder whether what we are witnessing is the birth of a new chapter in science or the first whisper of something that has been watching far longer than we have known how to book."